Hey free-to-play gang, welcome back to another video. So today I'm very excited to showcase Embla in the Dark Star-Lord. So this is obviously possible with either R0 or R2 Embla. It doesn't really make a lot of difference. R2 definitely helps a little bit with your DPS because the AoE damage does affect your score. So it's going to benefit you just a little bit, but in most cases, I don't think it really matters all that much. So I think R0 Embla is still going to work perfectly fine in the Dark Star-Lord. And if you want a different team that isn't exactly like my team, you can try considering GG Easy's comp, which he has showcased quite a few days ago, and it works perfect as well. So that would also work. But for my case, I'm going to show you why exactly mine works and why it's really good for me, especially if you're a player who likes to run stuff on auto, like just full auto. I think this is probably something that will work out very well for you. So as you can see, I'm just going to hide my face for real quick. So I've done 3 runs and my 3 runs are as such, and I really like this so much. So my score actually went up from an average of about 16 million to right now it's looking at like about 20, close to 20 million right now. So let me show you the team that I'm using right now, which is going to be the 3rd team. So in particular, I'll be using Falcon as a lead. I've already showcased why Falcon is so good over here, but just quick information for you guys who are not sure why he has a captain ability which increases speed by 20%, and he has a lot of debuffs on his kit with very essential debuffs as well, like for example attack down and speed down as well. These are very important, and of course on top of that he also has the Horror's Eye, which is decent in landing counter attacks, so building him a little bit more offensively also works. But the thing is, this is more important because the follow on the left would naturally remove some of the debuffs that the boss has, and if the follow removes this debuff, that is perfect. But let's take a look at the set that I'm using on Embla. So I will be using my Apex set, which is the one that light above, but it's not necessary at all. You can run with something better like a crit rate set, for example the fiery set, that will work better. And you don't even need to skill up at all for Dark Star-Lord. Like I feel like her being at R0 is gonna work perfectly fine because you can just rely on your first skill to land all the debuffs that you need. So that's gonna work out for you. And of course the rest of the Espers is gonna be Gaius for the buff block. So he has buff block over here, which is really helpful. And of course, every once in a while, he's able to strip the buffs that the boss has with either of his first skill here, right? This steals buffs, or his second skill over here, which has a chance to remove 100% chance to remove buffs as well. So yeah, Gaius is going to be really good over here. And of course, you'll be using Alice for more extra attacks. So whenever she calls Embla in, she's probably going to land her normal attack, which would land Corrupted Seed stacks, or to also benefit the rest of your team in making sure that the Corrupted Seed gets stacked a little bit more often. And of course, we'll be running Clara mainly just for healing. So that's her purpose over here. Healing and cleansing, and that's about it. Alright, so without further ado, I'm going to show you the 3rd team. Alright, we're finally here. That took a bit of time. Okay, so this is how it's going to work. I'm going to run this on auto, and we are just going to pay attention to what Embla can do and how I guess she synergizes really well with Alice over here, and just maybe a lot of extra attacks that this team can land. Not really that much, but Falcon, whenever he counter attacks, yeah, that's going to add on to the Corrupted Seed stacks as well. So we currently already have 6 stacks, and that is 7, and that is, boom, 8 stacks. And that was a massive amount of damage. And we can just rotate like this, so as long as Embla is able to just keep returning the seed debuff, the Corrupted Seed, then that's about it. That's the idea about this team, just like that, right? So as long as we can maintain the buff block, I think we should be okay, which is what Gaius is here primarily for. So we need Gaius to survive all the way to the end, and we should be doing fine. It's quite safe. So this setup can probably push me another 8 million, I think. We started off with 12, right? Yeah, we started with 12, so let's just see how far we can go. We are currently already 2 million in, and we just popped the Corrupted Seed like twice. So that's really good. So I think there is a lot of room for growth over here. A lot of room for score improvement. So we're able to tank really well. The buff block is doing its job. The attack debuff from Falcon is doing its job as well. We need the buff block right now, or we might get stolen. Our immunity might get stolen, which really sucks. That's the main thing for my current setup. Okay, great, we got a buff blocker. So that's the main thing for my current setup. If the boss steals the immunity, we are screwed. But as long as you land a buff block, that is 2 turns that we have bought for ourselves. And obviously, this is where Falcon's debuff is very crucial. So if the follow on the left attempts to cleanse one of the debuffs on the boss, hopefully it's the Horror's Eye effect, right? And not a buff block. So something like that. Very nice. So we're currently almost, we're at 17 million right now. What the heck? That is insane. So the score gain is so fast. Nice. Really good. Oh, wait, hold on. RIP. Okay, so our Embla's 3rd skill, sometimes she's able to reapply the debuff. So when the boss has like 7 stacks, I think, she's actually able to reapply the Corrupted Seed. But that was not something that we observed because I think her last proc on her 3rd skill was actually what popped the boss. Yeah, so Embla is actually able to reapply using her 3rd skill, which is very good. But of course, you need to use it at the right timing. So we're currently 18 million, which is great. Full auto, by the way. So we are 16.5 million up. So Embla is really solid for the Dark Starlord. I feel like she's probably the best character for Dark Starlord right now. Like if you're going to compare her between R2 and Yunchuan, I feel like they're both really good at Dark Starlord, but I feel like Embla is just slightly better because she carries a lot more DPS than Yunchuan potentially. But of course Yunchuan brings a lot of extra debuffs, which is very handy. Like the slow debuff, he also brings a seer debuff as well. Embla brings the defense break, which is great, but I don't really have a lot of room to use her with Yunchuan in the second team. Are we gonna lose our Embla soon? We might. When the follow on the right attacks, I think Embla is probably dead. So unfortunately, we don't have any defense buffs here. If we had more defense buffs on this lineup, I think we would definitely perform a lot better as well. Wow, so close. Oh my goodness. So close. Nice. Yes, the corrupted seed. Wait, hold on. Ah, rip. Okay, so that's about it. So we managed to secure 20 million. I don't think we can hit 21, not with the experts that we have right now. So I guess that's it. That's it for this run, and this would definitely push me up to above 60 million total, which is great. That's the first time I'm actually achieving such high scores. But yeah, anyway, let me know your thoughts about Embla in Dark Starlord. Let me know your thoughts about Embla in general, right? So I've done a lot of showcases in all the content in the game, right? I think Calamity Tower is whatever that I'm left with. I'm not sure whether I actually uploaded that video just yet, but if I did, then yeah, I've actually covered everything about Embla in terms of like just the generic content in the game right now, except maybe holo battles, which I will try to do, which I think she actually strives really well in there because you can select whichever team that you want to use her in. So I think she's actually quite viable in holo battle as well, something that I want to consider taking a look at. But yeah, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now with that said, this has been Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Yes, 62.5 million, nice. Oh right, before I forget, let's take a look at the chart here. I know a lot of you guys are very curious to see the chart. So these are all the first team, right? The Espels on the first team, they don't do any damage at all. They're just there to prevent the boss debuffs. And this is the second team. We have Brewster, we have Yunchuan, who is not dealing that much damage, right? As you can see, Brewster is quite on par with Yunchuan, and Chloe is super close to Yunchuan as well. So in terms of damage output, Yunchuan is really good. He's really good for what he does, especially the debuffs that he lands. But as you can see, it's not like a significant difference in the DPS output. Chloe still does a shit ton of damage. But let's take a look at the last team, right? So Yunchuan is currently at 14%, and for our last team, Embla is actually 18%. She's doing so much more damage in total as compared to Yunchuan. So yeah, there you go. Embla is definitely more DPSy than Yunchuan. Her output is definitely a lot more. So yeah, I hope this clarifies any doubts that you might have, and Embla is definitely triple S tier for Dark Starlord.